Hello, this is Miss Candy from TPOT Media. Welcome to Dark Exodus.
And you wonder what's wrong with your children.
What's wrong with our children? We all know what's wrong with them. Before they were even born, we didn't plan them, or plan for them for that matter. Most of them just conceived without theory or thought. Even with 9 months left on the clock, some of us still never prepared. So now they're here, cute and innocent, depending on us for everything. That's what we lose sight of. They're not just dependent on us for food, water, and clothing. They're dependent on us for developing their minds, values, and morals as well. As they learn to walk and talk, they should be also learning how to read, write, count. But we would have to be people interested in reading, writing, and counting first. Instead, we teach them words like bitch, hoe, nigga, ass, before they could even spell them, entering things into their psychology that will more likely shape their upbringing, giving a whole new meaning to the word reverse psychology. We are the first teachers, and many of us have done a horrible job. Instead of taking those formative years and teaching them about money, finance, work, we teach them to use words to songs that teach them nothing. Instead of teaching them to be respectful, honorable, and diplomatic, we teach them to be belligerent, argumentative, and violent. So what happens? Learning is left to the schools, many that don't really care about black children. So why would they care about teaching black children? If they are taught, the teaching consists of everything that programs a black child to be a slave to a white system. So we drop the ball, and it gets picked up by someone who gets paid to drop it over and over again. But whose fault is that? When we know the school system is failing our kids, what do? Continue to send them through the maze of miseducation. We're too busy, too preoccupied, too focused on our lives, our jobs, our money, our hair, our car, letting television, computer, and video games be their babysitter, even though we are in the very next room. Thousands of dollars worth of devices, but not one damn dollar spent on a book, not $1 spent on study materials, not $1 invested in encyclopedias or dictionaries. Then we wonder why kids are more concerned with their Xbox score than they are with their math score. We wonder why our kids speak broken English, not knowing how to use verbs or nouns, not using syllables of words, and just destroying the English language every time they speak. We weren't concerned with their speaking abilities. Why would we be? They speak like us. They act like us. They think like us. They are us in more ways than we want to admit. Except when they do something great. You know, all the credit, but none of the blame. Why? Because we like the fantasy. All of our kids are stars. They are all pro athletes. They are all singers, rappers, musicians. We love to live the dream through them until he's 15 and can barely bounce a ball, until she is 16 and can't carry a note. And even then, we will continue to pretend we have given rise to a star, because this is what we told ourselves. We never told ourselves that our kids would be a teacher, mechanic, nurse, plumber, chef, or technician. Never saying they would be an entrepreneur, a self-made person who could run their own business. Nope, we didn't give them the tools to succeed. Probably because we didn't have them to give. So now they run and rip and rob and steal and maim and kill. They jerk and twerk, and some give birth. And you know the cycle will repeat on most occasions. As we stand by and scratch our heads wondering what happened, as if we were not there while it was happening, not cognizant of our own actions, as we were being role models for our children, even when we weren't even aware of it. Our sons fill up the prisons. They fill up the cemeteries. Our daughters get filled up with babies and false narratives about religion. You know, we taught them God would do things for them so they would not have to do them for themselves. Indoctrinated them with religion instead of indoctrinating them with the tools of survival. We didn't have them ourselves to give. We didn't give them physical, mental, emotional discipline. Maybe we didn't have these things either. And I think it's time for us to admit it. Quit passing all the blame onto white supremacy, the public school system, video games, and hip-hop music. White supremacists didn't give birth to your kid. You knew the school wasn't teaching your kid anything. The TV, the games, the music, you were buying it. These young people who we see on media, who we see in cuffs, who we see in pine boxes, these people are us. They were taught by us, groomed by us, trained by us, many times just trained to fail. Fail at developing, fail at being civilized, fail at life. It's easy to create excuses for why young folks do whatever it is they do. It's not so easy to admit the part we played in it. I guess because we want to pretend nothing's wrong with our offspring. Admitting it would ultimately be admitting there was something wrong with our parenting. So next time we see young people doing something crazy, asinine, horrific, or ass backwards, or something totally counterproductive to their own existence, we need to stop saying we don't know what's wrong with these kids. We do know what's wrong with them. What's wrong with them is us. Think about it.
Dark X.
And you wonder what's wrong with your children? You nigga!
Open your mind.